guilty of crime.
Hello, crime crew. Hello, everybody else. What's up? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. All right, guys, notice what's behind me today. We're back in prison, hopefully, right? Come on in, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. Good to see you guys. I love getting people rolling in that we haven't seen, people we have, people that aren't green, people that are, the crime boss, right? The hostess with the mostest, baby. It's almost Halloween time. Can't wait. All right, what's up, Montana Mystic? Good to see you. Love you, Mom. I see you in chat. Kelly, how you doing? Sadie's mama, always good to see you. Mama Sage, Connie, Deb, big hugs now, later, and previously. What's up on Dead Ramen? Good to see you. All right, guys, as you guys guessed it, and we're back talking about Madeline Soto, y'all. What's up, Shadow? How you doing? Good to see you. Well, this is one of those cases that you cover. Everything comes to an end. You've covered it for a year and a half. It comes to an end, and you're like, okay, it came to an end. We're good. We're getting there. We're gonna move on. We're gonna cover new cases, and then it comes back around when you least expect it. All right, so let's talk about it. Lisa, thank you for coming on in and becoming a member again. We are all about talking about Stearns, and Deb is absolutely in chat. Well, we're still looking for justice for Madeline Soto, and the only way that there'll be justice for Madeline Soto is if the other person that was involved will be arrested and in prison. So, as you know, we're here for complete justice for Maddie, but in order to get that, we have to get hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. All right, now today we're going to talk about evidence of guilt from her own mouth, and finally from the words of Stefan, which we're going to tease about a little because I'm not giving you the complete picture. We're just leading up to how do we get Jenn Soto arrested by what we're, not only what we're talking about, but by evidence from her own words and evidence from Stefan, who's finally ready to talk. All right. So the reason I'm even here today, I wouldn't even say that because at this point, I feel like I'm getting to the point, okay, Jenn Soto's never going to be arrested. She's going to be another Casey Anthony, and nothing's going to happen. Let me change my background a little bit. I've got my hair fading in and out. Let me just fix that a little bit. I disappeared a little bit, and now I'm back. Okay. All right, guys. So come on in. I don't want to get started until most of you guys rolled on in. And I got to tell you guys, hit the like button. Let's get this in the algorithm. Share with your friends and community. I know the community, Madeline Soto community in Florida, is going to want to hear this. And they're definitely going to want to hear it when we actually get the text messages for you and show you what's going on while Stefan is in prison at his new home. All right. He's at Wakala prison where he's probably going to stay. Now, thank you for saying that, Deb. Jenn Soto's immunity does not cover this new information that came in. And if you look at what I'm saying there, this is the whole show. I mean, this is it. Jenn Soto not only tells Maddie that she has the Electra complex, which I'm going to break down for you, but I'm going to talk about the Electra complex and the Woody Allen situation. Now, if you don't know what the Electra complex is, you guys, I didn't know what the Electra complex was. And as soon as I heard about it, I said, why would Jenn Soto tease Maddie about an Electra complex? What the hell does that even mean? Well, I'll get into it a little bit more, guys, but what the Electra complex actually is, it's a concept from a psychoanalytic theory that describes a girl's unconscious rivalry with her mother for affection of her father. Now, it was introduced by Carl Jung in 1913 as a female counterpart to the Freudian slip, Freud's Oedipus complex, which centers around a boy's desire for his mother and a girl's desire for her father. I'm going to go over all that, as well as we're going to see in her own words yet again. Thank you to Veriscope. Yes, Under the Mystic Moon, this is not just me talking. You guys are going to see that Jenn Soto actually teased Maddie about the Electra complex when it came to her and Stefan Stern's relationship, which, by the way, she did absolutely push on Stefan and Maddie and completely let them have this relationship, this fantasy relationship that I think Stefan had in his mind that was going on so long that she was going to make it to 18. And when she made it to 18, Maddie and Stefan Stearns would be like the Woody Allen situation. All right. And again, this is coming directly from Stefan Stearns in prison, which we're going to get to later on when we have everything put together. But for now, I'm like, this lady saying that Maddie has the Electra complex and the Woody Allen situation. I'm telling you, this happens more often than not. A lot of people this happens to. Many women will get money and give their child over. Not only did Jenn Soto know about and encourage the relationship, which is not a relationship, but in their mind, the relationship with Stefan Stearns and Maddie, but she also knew and helped what happened to Maddie that night, which I'm not going to go into complete detail, but I'm going to give you a little bit of snippets because I'm still asking more questions. Today, we might go away with a few answers, but there are also going to be more questions. All right. Yeah, Kelvin, so many mothers hate their own children. It's all fake, but they also not just hate them, they compete with them. And when you're teasing your daughter about having the Electra Woody Allen situation and other things, but those are two major pieces of information. Not only that, but from that night, without us having the toxicology or the autopsy, there's a huge eye-opening thing happening here, and police need to know about it. Once we get all of this out, we need to figure out, and probably when I say we, I'm probably going to have to call the prosecutor and have a little talk with him about information that I have and see what happens, because immunity for Jen did not happen. Only once did it happen. All right. It only happened one time, and she is not immune for more than that one time. I'm mind blown too, and it's hard for me to sit here with this information, knowing what I do and not being able to say anything. All right. So Jenn Soto absolutely needs to be arrested. Jenn Soto was jealous of her daughter blooming into a young lady. She was what Jen would never be naturally. But I mean, this is all this stuff that we have known, but you haven't, Michelle. This is not the stuff that we've known all along whatsoever at all. As a matter of fact, Stefan is letting it all out right now. He realizes that he took a deal. He took a deal with the devil when he started whatever was going on, him graping Maddie. He signed, sealed, and delivered what happened to him being in prison. What he didn't expect was for Jenn Soto to just hide behind the scenes, lawyer up, and not say a damn thing. And now he's regretting it. Now, I thought it was going to come out later. I thought all of this stuff was going to come out later, and no, it's coming out now. So, a couple of key points for today, guys, that we didn't know. We assumed, Michelle, and again, I'm just picking on you for sake of your comment. We did not know this. We assumed it. We did not know, though, that Jennifer Soto did not and refused to give depositions. All right. Jenn Soto refused to give depositions. Stephen Stearns tried hard and his team to get her to do depositions, and she wouldn't, and she lawyered up. All right. So that's one thing that we did not know. We absolutely did not know that he tried and they tried, and she did not do depositions. She lawyered up. Secondly, we did not know that Jenn Soto used the Electra complex to tease Maddie about her relations with Stephen Stearns. All right. Whatever relations were going on in that house, really it was grooming and graping. But on top of the Woody Allen situation, we now have the Electra complex, and from Stephen Stearns' own mouth, which I wouldn't have ever thought he would tell me this, he did tell me himself that he would walk out of the bathroom with a towel on, and Jenn and Maddie would be lifting up his towel and talking about his junk, and Maddie would get teased by Jenn Soto about how much she likes him, and et cetera, et cetera. Right? We're going to get more things coming out, but this is another. Claudia, thank you so much for supporting Guilty of Crime. It keeps us going. Thank you. All right. So that's the second thing I didn't know about. And, it's hard for me to sleep with this at night and not be able to say anything. Now, we're also going to talk about the COD, which was also ruled as strangulation, but they also put asphyxiation, which there's a difference between strangulation and asphyxiation, as well as why was this throw up on the floor? I could not think of what the hell happened and why this throw up would be on the floor, but we're going to find all that out coming soon. So this is a little bit of a teaser for you guys. We're going to go over what the Electra complex is. We're going to look at some evidence photos. We're going to talk about the new information that I have that's coming directly from Stephen Stearns about Jenn Soto's role in all of this. All right. Now, he doesn't have anything to gain whatsoever at this point. He's done. He's signed, sealed, and delivered his fate. And he signed a deal with the devil the moment he groomed Maddie, and they got into this weird thing. You can see the throw up on the floor. I kept looking at that previously and saying, how the hell is there throw up and why? I wish I could see the toxicology. I wish I could see the COD. And I still do want to see the autopsy at some point and the toxicology. But what is going to be coming out soon has to come back on Jenn Soto. No, he's not blaming Maddie, Profe Frere. He's not blaming Maddie at all. He's talking about Jenn Soto's complicity in this situation. No, he's not blaming Maddie, and he's not ready to talk about his part in the graping of Maddie just yet. So more things are going to come. But as far as Jenn Soto, number one, she wouldn't give deposition. She refused and lawyered up. Number two, the Electra complex teasing Maddie about her relations with Stephen. Number three, the cause of death, strangulation / asphyxiation. What I know about that now. Number four, key part of Maddie's unaliving is that vomit that you see on the floor, but I'm not going to completely get into that just yet. Number five, Jenn Soto participated heavily in the grooming process, according to Stephen Stearns. And number six, Stephen realized that he should have spoke up when he had the chance. And now Jennifer Soto has completely gotten away. Now, he's not going to gain anything out of this other than the fact that Jenn Soto should be held accountable for the part that she did. And I'm pissed about it. I was pissed about it before I heard all this, and I'm pissed about it now. And the only way that we're going to get justice for Maddie is if Jenn Soto is arrested. This is not okay. The part that she was complicit in was everything. All right. Up until the night and after that Maddie died. Now, ODing often, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. You got that right. And I can't tell you exactly what, but without the toxicology report, you can guess what that means. All right. It also can be from asphyxiation from your own vomit and fluids that come out of your mouth and nose. Hint, hint, hint. But I'm not going to tell you everything today until I have everything written, documented, and make sure that I can show you what I'm saying. So today we're going to, we called it way back in July since the beginning of this. So there's 222 people in chat. Say a prayer that Maddie gets the justice she deserves. We are going to show today Jenn's evidence of guilt from her own words and what Stefan Stearns is finally telling us. All right. Again, he's not ready to talk about the graping just yet. And you'll see that when we get into the messages. All right. When we do get into the messages, absolutely. Hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. And it doesn't matter what her family knows or not at this point. It's all going to come out, whether Jenn Soto or Yolanda and their family like it or not. That's it, period. Not my fault. It's her fault. What's up, Mary Beth? How you doing? Absolutely, Prophet Ferrer. Abso-freaking-lutely. We all called it, but we did not have the evidence to back it up. We didn't see all the stuff. It was all assumptions. All right. So listen, I was doing some research into Jenn Soto today, and I was like, I wonder what the world thinks about Jenn Soto. Let's say nobody knows about this case and you Google Jenn Soto or you AI Jenn Soto. Let's say 5 years down the road, you look up Jenn Soto. What does the world think? What's been documented? All right. Thank you, Foxy, for the Guilty of Crime membership. There's a lot of people in chat today that don't have membership. So please thank Foxy and anybody else that donates membership, gifts memberships. And if you can get one, please help us to meet our goal today and every day. Thank you. It's very heartbreaking what she went through. And the more I hear, the worse that I realize that it was. All right. So I want Jenn Soto's family to watch this. I want you guys to watch this. And I want this to be liked and shared so that people can start really opening their eyes and understanding Jenn Soto does not have immunity. Jenn Soto was culpable in everything. And I don't know what part Yolanda and Stephanie know about this, but I'm telling you right now, this happened. And we knew it all along. Sadie's mama, thank you so much for the Guilty of Crime membership. What's up, Black Country Bum? I love that freaking name. You guys know I love country. I'm all about country. All right, so I got one. Sadie's mama, Claudia, and Lisa Lynn. All right, Dawn, you're awesome. You guys thank Dawn. Now listen, so I went up and I'm doing research on Jenn Soto today, and I look and I say, what does the world think about Jenn Soto? I hope they've got it right. All right, so let me just tell you real quick. Jennifer Soto is the mother of Madeline Soto. Jennifer Soto is also known as Jen. I'll tell you, she's Jen the Potato Soto to me. She's a mother of 13-year-old Madeline Soto, who was actually abused and the big M by her mother's boyfriend, Stefan Stearns, in February 2024. Now, we need to change that dynamic and say that both of them were arrested. Now, key facts about the case and Jenn Soto's involvement, the crime. Stefan Stearns confessed to the grape and didn't they say the big M of Maddie in July 2025 and was sentenced to life in prison. He did not confess to taking her life. He pled no contest. And I knew there was a reason why. And it's not because he didn't realize that. Well, it was partly because he didn't want the death penalty, but it was because something in his head said, I didn't do all this. This was not premeditated. I would have traded my life for hers. Again, in his sick mind. I'm not sticking up for Stefan Stearns. I'm not BFFs with Stefan Stearns. I'm not a pedo lover. I just want to know what the hell happened. And no one's ever going to tell you what happened. If you come at them and say, hey, you dirty pedo, what did you do? What did Jen do? You don't catch bees you catch bees with honey. You don't put poison and expect them to come and talk. All right. So of course we want all sides to come out. Hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. I need the Madeline Soto community to see this video. And then I'm going to follow up the next video with the words from Stefan Stearns. And it all comes from Securus. So guess what, guys? When you get the big channels that come out like Grizzly and Plunder that pay tens of $1,000s for these FOIA requests in the next year, this is all going to come out. But it's not going to come out for another year or so. But it is all gonna come out in the FOIAs, okay? Because it's all in the Securus system with the messages directly from Stefan Stearns to Guilty of Crime and Stefan Stearns to the Stearns, his parents. Yes, those parents, Deb and Chris. All right, what's up, Melissa? How you doing? I'm glad I'm making you guys laugh. All right, so Jenn the Potato Soto. Now, Anna, you definitely need to be here and share this with the Florida community. All right, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, right? All right, so let me finish this. What the world thinks of Jenn and how we need to change that. I hope her family sees this. I know they watch my show, so I really do hope that they watch this and it gets to them. All right, like that suspicious AF. She is so disgusting. Absolutely, she's disgusting AF, and I blame her more than Stefan. And he's culpable AF. You guys know that, but she needs to be locked up with him. She avoided all this by lawyering up, however, and I can't even believe that she didn't take depositions. All right. April says, after all the J bashing, I'm thrilled he's communicating with you. Yeah, I was honest with him, April. I came and I told him what I did. I told him that I had his cactus peen pic. I told him that I shared the cactus pic with all of you guys. I told him what I did. I told him. He was hesitant, but he knows that he can trust me to relay the message the way that it should be. All right. But you know what? Her mom is the person that was responsible for Madeline Soto, and she handed Maddie to Stefan with a bow. She gave Maddie over to Stefan with a nice bow. All right. And that's what I'm saying, Michelle. Absolutely. All right. Now listen, we need to get this changed. Sleeping arrangement. Now, look, I'm looking at AI, and AI is saying the sleeping arrangements on the night that Maddie's life was taking. Jenn admitted to police that she sent her daughter to sleep in the same room with Stearns so that she can get a good night's sleep herself. Well, guess what? That happened all the time. That's why there was a partition. That's why there was a whole separate room. And that's why there was room number 4. All right. Now, media scrutiny over Soto's behavior and her statements during the investigation have been heavily scrutinized. This includes the interview she gave to police where she appeared calm the day after reporting Maddie missing. Now, no criminal charges have been filed despite public outrage and speculation. Authorities stated that they have no plans to file charges at this time against Jenn Soto, concluding that she didn't commit any of the criminal acts. Now, court absence, Soto did not attend stern sentencing or provide a victim impact statement, a decision criticized by legal experts. All right. And all of us. So there you go. That's what AI thinks of Jenn Soto at this point. And we know we've been following this. So hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. Let me put that back up for a minute and take this down. I'm going to show you real quick the crime scene photos. We're going to go back for a minute, look at the photos. We still have to go over the Electra complex and the Woody Allen situation. And then we'll get into the video of Jenn Soto implicating her own self in her own words. But this time, Jenn Soto needs to be charged, not because I said so and not because you said so, but because the evidence shows, and it will show, that Jenn Soto handed Maddie over to Stefan. Thank you, Janet, for the Guilty of Crime membership. That's gifted. And again, Sadie's mama for the $2 super chat. Thanks for being here for me in all this pain. And big hug to you always, every single day, right? All right, be right back. I'm listening. All right, cool. Good for you, staying strong. Much respect. All right. Shambling, sauntering, sashaying, skipping, creeping, however you get here and smash that like button, y'all. All right. Absolutely, she did. Absolutely. And that doesn't take anything away from what Stefan did, but a mother is supposed to treat their daughter like gold and boost them up. not the opposite way, which is what happened in this case. All right, now Miriam says, to this day, I still think how on earth the one family or the roommates didn't notice anything. Still sad. Well, don't worry, we're going to address that all for you today. Do not worry. I never miss a thing. And if I do, I definitely come back and tell you. All right, Andrea, hi, Jay, and crew, shout out to you. And I believe that too. I believe that part of the reason why they took the plea deal so fast was to hurry up and cover up what Jenn did. And you're right, Deb. You guys turned over evidence with tears, but it's because it was the right thing to do. Absolutely. Unlike the Watts people, unlike the laundries. All right. So if you're going to go blast somebody that wants to cover up a crime of this magnitude, not somebody that tried to help even when they didn't want to. Thank you, Lady for Justice. Choo choo for getting that goal. All right. We didn't get it yet, but you helped towards it. All right. Now listen, we absolutely want to arrest Jenn Soto. Here is the evil potato. And we're going to keep this going until something happens. Arrest Jenn Soto. All right. I was ready to move on, and I can't do that. I cannot do that. Wonder if her parents and family have they absolutely did not disown her. She's still hanging out with them. All right. So let's take this down and let's put these back up. There is that photo that I kept on going back to and saying, what the hell? Why is that photo? What is that? Is that actually like slime? Is that throw up? All right. Hint, hint, y'all. That is throw up. And I couldn't understand why. Could not understand why. So let's quickly go through these photos. All right. Let's do that. All right. There's the partition room. That room is the room where you see that throw up on the floor right down there. All right. So let me just go through the evidence photos real quick, the ones that I have, and then we'll move on. All right. Where's this go? Let's go back this way. All right. So there you go. There's some evidence photos. The ripped up tire with the blood and the trash that was thrown in there to cover up the evidence. Here's the evidence table of the janky tire iron. Let me make sure you guys can see the janky tire iron and everything I'm showing you before I continue. I'll leave that up there for a minute. Hashtag, please arrest Jenn Soto. All right. It is not cat puke. And now I realize it's not cat puke. All right. It's absolutely not cat puke. All right. It did look like that, but it's not. And I kept questioning it. I mean, this is just boggling my mind. I just can't understand. I can't understand how a mother could do that. All right. So there's a bunch of evidence there, guys. There's a rope. Who knows what they did with the rope or any of this stuff? Janky tire iron, tire, first aid kit, etc., etc. Right. That's the back of the trunk. And there's the room. Some evidence in that room, I'm sure. I believe this is Jenn Soto's room right here, the king bed that they all three slept in. Kitchen, right? Bathroom, messy bathroom. You can see the bras on the floor, and that's Jenn's bathroom. And again, I want you to know that all three of them slept in that room many times, all the time, attested to by the old roommate. Not the current roommates, but the old roommate. What's up, Midnight Lace? Good to see you. Hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. And we all want peace, Marissa. We all need peace from this case. All right. We absolutely need peace. Now, that house was a mess, and bathroom was used by Jenn Soto, Stefan Stearns, and Maddie. And if you look at the clothes on the floor, you can see that, yeah, she only had immunity for one interview. All right. So you can see that all three of them were probably using that bathroom. And when Stefan says that he would come out of that bathroom with the towel, and Jenn and Maddie would lift up his towel and joke about it and talk about how good looking he is, etc., that makes me sick too. Don't worry. All right. So all three of them were probably using that bathroom. No shame, just all naked around each other, I'd imagine. All right. Now we got some fluctuating moods here. We see the trauma related symptoms that we think this is from Jenn Soto. Right? These are all evidence photos here all over the place. You can clearly see what was written plain as day for everybody. Her room in the background, another picture. That's the one where the throw ups on the floor. And we got some board back here that's got organization, throw out garbage, dirty laundry, put clean laundry away, make bed, put toys in box, nighttime chores, make sure bedroom's organized, charge laptop, pick up laundry from bathroom, hang towels. Okay, Pookie. You see that writing? That's probably Maddie's. Okay, Pookie. So whoever wrote that down, probably Stefan. Stefan was more involved with Maddie than Jenn was. All right. So anyway, we're going to continue getting through these real quick. There's that 9mm in room number 4, top drawer. There's the room that Stefan rented out, room number 4, without identifying marks. A lot of his things, you can see his watch right here. All right. That bed, nothing identifying, just kind of come in, come out, man stuff, so he can put his deodorant on, all the stuff that you can see when people kind of come in and come out. Room number 4, all right, just more evidence pics, bathroom again. There's the room through the living room. All right, that must be Jenn's room because she was downstairs. I think that's the kitchen. Yeah, right. All right, let's keep going. Christmas tree still up, right? Evidence. There's the room with the crock. That's Jenn's room with that one crock they left. Now the crock's not in this picture, but you know what I'm saying. All right. So anyway, that's it. Those are some of the evidence photos that I wanted to bring you guys back through. All right, and let's keep going. All right, guys, we're just getting into it. Let's take this down and let's start with this so you guys can see what that means, what the title, what the hell does that mean? What does the title of that mean? Why would Jenn have an Electra complex as well as the Woody Allen situation? Now, here's another thing, guys, I didn't even think about. I forgot all about this. You remember that morning when Stefan Stearns was doing laundry? You know why he was doing laundry? And probably Jenn Soto. I did not know this. I did not realize that Maddie had thrown up all over herself, and the throw up was coming out of her mouth and nose and just everywhere. So in order to get rid of that, you also have to get rid of Maddie's body and clean up, meaning get rid of all the throw up. Well, they missed a spot. All right. What's up, FarQ? Good to see you, my friend. Come on in. Hit that like button. If you missed something, don't worry. You can go back and rewatch and then share with your friends. What's up, Nina Drew? How you doing? Good to see you. All right, let's just take a look at why the cover of this says Electra complex. That's what Jenn Soto said to Maddie. Again, I read this earlier. What does that mean? Why would you tell your daughter she has the Electra complex? Well, that's a concept from a psychoanalytic theory that describes girls' unconscious rivalry with their mother for affection of her father. And she did call Stefan Stearns her father or bonus dad. All right. So that was a Carl Jung 1913 counterpart to the mother complex with the boy's desire for the mother. But it's not a real thing, right? The moms don't sleep with the sons and do sex, or you can't call it that. You grape, right? It doesn't really mean that you do that. So why would Jenn Soto say that about Maddie? Why would she tell Maddie, you have an Electra complex? What does that mean? Michelle Murdoch, other chats were blocking her. I'm wondering if it was affiliated with, wait, who, what? I don't know what that means. Electra complex is the opposite of Oedipus. I think I'm saying that. Oedipus complex. And that's there up on the screen. All right. Video Maddie, age 4 or 5, which adult voice says, lay on your stomach, and Maddie, and no squeezing, right? I probably have seen that, but I don't know if I have that. You can send it over if you have it, Coco Cutie. All right. I believe Jenn Soto was grooming Maddie before Stefan came along. I think that she was grooming Maddie much more before Stefan came along, and she groomed Maddie for any man that was in her life. She handed Maddie over to anybody and everybody. And when Stefan came along for the long term, she really just handed her over. So Electra complex is what she often referred to Maddie, and she teased her. Now, key ideas behind the complex are age range typical occurs during a phallic stage of psychosexual development, ages 3 to 6. If you recall, Jenn had Maddie already with Stefan at the age 6, 7 years old. Do you remember where Maddie was on Stefan's shoulders in the pool? They were doing they were playing chicken and she was uncomfortably holding Stefan's head on his shoulders. Well, that was right about that age, 6 years old. Core conflict. The girl feels affection for her father, which is what she called Stefan Stearns as a bonus dad, and sees her mother as a rival. So Jenn felt that Maddie was her rival between Stefan Stearns and Maddie. So she was jealous of Maddie and Stefan's relationship. Hence why she said she teased Maddie about this. All right. Now, Freud's view believed that it stemmed from penis envy, where the girl blames her mother for her perceived anatomical deficiency. Resolution: ideally, the girl begins to identify with her mother, internalizing her values and forming her gender identity and even a better relationship with her mom. Now, do we know if she had other men around? Absolutely, she did, Kristen. Abso-freaking-lutely. No way I could be jealous, but we all knew that, right? We all knew that. No, we didn't know it. We suspected it. All right. Jenn's silence screams, yeah, but wait until we talk about her words. And Anna, this is not her silence. When we talk about Jenn and what she said, the Electra complex fits right. Now, that's an old way of looking at it. The modern perspective, the Electra complex is not widely accepted into contemporary psychology, and we know why. It's considered controversial and outdated with little empirical support. Most mental health professionals view it as a historical artifact than a valid psychological diagnosis. All right. The term itself comes from Greek mythology. Electra helped her brother Orestes kill their mother, I don't even know how to say that. Clytemnestra. I don't know how to say that. We'll call her Clyte, all right, to avenge their father's death. Hence the symbolic association with daughter-mother conflict. You guys learned something new today, right? All right, now let's quickly just look at the Woody Allen complex. All right, so we've got two things that Jenn Soto is saying to Maddie. One, she said to Maddie, and two, she said to the police. All right. So secondly, she said to the police, and she would have been dumb to call it the Electra complex, because had Jenn Soto called it the Electra complex, then she would have they would have asked her further and dug into it. All right. So had Jenn Soto said the Electra complex to the police, then she would have then they would have been like, wait, what do you mean? Are you saying that you're rivals with your daughter? Although they didn't pick the Woody Allen situation apart. I'm not going to get completely into the Woody Allen situation. You guys know, but that refers to, right, the relationship that the adopted daughter, Dylan Farrow, had with Woody Allen and Mia Farrow. All right. Now, in 1992, Mia Farrow accused Woody Allen of, graping their 7-year-old daughter, Dylan Farrow, at their home. The allegation surfaced shortly after Farrow discovered Allen was in a romantic relationship with Soon Yi Previn, another one of their adopted daughters. Now, you can't call that a romantic relationship. That's called graping and grooming. But in that time they did, and they still call it that. That's why we correct people and call it CSAM. Now, Woody Allen later married his daughter. All right. Now, he consistently denied allegations that were fabricated out of revenge, but he ultimately did marry his daughter. All right. So Jenn referred to it as that. And we're still pissed off about that, as we should be. All right. Now we're going to get into her own words in the video and breaking it down. But before we do that, let me just bring you back real quickly to Madeline Soto case and what they called the possible COD that was released in the new documents. All right. We gotta go back a little bit to move forward. All right. So I'm just starting it from here.
Turned 13 years old. She was killed. Fox 35 has learned the medical examiner believes she was strangled to death. That's what's listed in new case reports released by the Kissimmee Police Department. Death as strangulation.
all the documentation that we have thus far, except Stefan Stearns had all of his discovery, meaning he had the COD and the toxicology and the case files. He had all the case files that he was able to go over while they were talking about going to trial. All right. She wasn't deposed because she got a lawyer, Michelle. She absolutely was not able to get disposed. She hid behind a lawyer, and then her and her family took a deal as quick as they could. All right. So remember that. Now, she was giving evidence against him. He needs to tell the officers in prison. Well, he's telling us, and that's what we're trying to get to, right? Kristen says her reaction told me from the beginning. Yeah, but now we have evidence. You're welcome, Barbie G. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what this means. Now, we're going to talk about all this later. You guys are going to find out from Stefan what occurred that night. But I got to tell you guys, I don't want people coming into chat saying, why do you believe him? It's a lie. We're going to assume that everything's a lie until we get the evidence. But just because they're lies, you guys are smart enough to decide for yourself what's true. We're not here to tell you this is true, believe us. And if you don't believe us, we hate you. No, you guys can decide for yourself, even with the evidence that I present to you.
And the manner of death is homicide. Maddie's mom's boyfriend, Stefan Stearns, is charged in the teen's murder. The new reports also note a roommate who lived with Maddie and her mom, Jenn Soto, noticed things were off the day the teen disappeared. The woman told police she heard loud noises around 2:30 in the morning coming from Stearns' room, saying it sounded like someone was, quote, putting things on a table. In a police interview, Soto said she had told Maddie to sleep in Stearns' room so that she could get, quote, a good night's rest. She says he was going upstairs and downstairs and in and out of the apartment that morning. Also washing clothes, which she says she'd never seen him do. Stearns told police he dropped Maddie off near Hunter's.
And guess what, guys? I now understand exactly why they needed to do the laundry. And I cannot imagine it. It breaks my heart hearing, and when I describe to you what happened with Maddie's last breaths that she took, when I describe to you what we're going to hear that actually happened to her that night, it kills me inside. And it kills me inside to not be able to shout it from the rooftops. It just makes me mad. All right. It makes me mad.
Creek Middle School in the morning of February 26th, but police say that never happened. Her body was found March 1st in a grassy area near St. Cloud in Osceola County. Detectives noted her socks were clean, which they say indicate she was placed there and didn't walk there. During the initial search for Maddie, investigators say they also found video evidence that Stearns allegedly sexually abused the teen. Kissimmee detectives noted that Maddie's mom, Jenn Soto, testified she didn't know of the alleged abuse until after Maddie was missing. When asked what she thought Stearns was guilty of, she reportedly told a detective, quote, he's been grooming and abusing my child.
Again, guys, right there. What does she even know about that? That comes from her mouth. What's up, Chemical W6? Shout out, everybody. Welcome, Chemical, to the chat. All right. That's a huge telltale. And again, you can't, like we were talking about the David case yesterday, you can't convict somebody based on those words and certain knowledges, but you can with evidence, and you can by this person speaking out. And nobody could get him to talk about Jenn other than a couple little things, all while the trial was coming. We couldn't get him to say anything, and now he can't stop talking. And again, it's not because he's going to get a deal. He's not getting nothing, guys. He's locked away forever. If he thinks he has a chance to get an appeal, the likelihood of an appeal is what, like 3%? It's not going to happen. All right. It's not going to happen. All right. We got to get into Jenn's own words.
And abusing my child. The report notes when asked if she thought Stearns killed Maddie, she said, quote, at this point, I do. Stearns has a status hearing.
Right, we don't need to hear about that. We know. We just, again, have to go back sometimes to move forward. And all I want to do is move forward at this point. So thank you to Veriscope for continuing this coverage We're going to go over this coverage about Jenn Soto and the evidence that's coming from her mouth and break it down. This is a new video that came out 5 days ago. You guys can take a look at the description. It'll come up there. But the takeaways thus far, guys, and for what you guys have to look forward to is finding out Stephen Stern's perspective and what happened that night. All right. That's what we're looking forward to, and more questions than answers. And I might ask for y'all's help to give me questions that you're thinking about as we do this, because I already have more questions for Stefan right now. The number one question I want to ask him, and I will, and I think we already asked him today, did Jenn Soto help you dress Maddie that morning? Is that why Jen kept saying that Maddie was in black shorts and a green hoodie? Why she didn't know 2 times what her daughter was wearing? Because she helped dress? I want to know. I got more questions than answers right now, but I do have some answers. I do. And again, just recapping, Jenn Soto would not give deposition, but lawyered up instead and then took a plea deal. Number 2, Jenn Soto teased Maddie about the Electra complex, about her relations with Maddie, which means that we were right all along. She was jealous. Number 3, the COD or strangulation / asphyxiation. What did that come from? Why is my phone just starting? Where did that come from? We're going to find out. It's a lot different than you think. And the hyoid bone that was broken was more of like a fracture, and the hand marks were more of finger marks around this area. All right. Now, key parts of Maddie's death, just remember the vomit on the floor. Number 5, Jennifer Soto participated heavily in the grooming process, according to Stephen Stearns. And he realized that he better speak up now or forever hold his peace, because he's not getting out, but Jen is getting away with it. All right. Jen the siesta. Also, to everyone about the Woody Allen Mia Farrow deal with the stepdaughter, right? Yes, exactly. So 2 things. She said Woody Allen situation, which you guys were pissed about. And number 2, the Electra complex. So we now have 2 things from Jenn Soto directly regarding Maddie and her relationship with Stephen Stearns. All right. It is. And it takes up to 60 pounds sometimes to do that, but not in the way and what happened. And guys, it wasn't a fight that night. I'll tell you that. It's something much more eerie, and it's something that we were all talking about previously. Just hint. Think about the toxicology report and the reason why I wanted that toxicology report so bad. She did say that in an interview. Absolutely, she did. All right, let's keep going. I'll interact with you guys a little more when I'm not reading.
Who was murdered by Stephen Stearns, this individual, who has been sentenced to life without parole, and will be analyzing the words in particular of Jennifer Soto, and we'll be looking for deception indicators within her statement.
Well, if you think it's weird about the Woody Allen situation, can you really? I mean, I think it's mind-blowing about the Electra complex. I mean, that just tells you everything. That's what I'm saying. What's up, Bill J? I know you'll get the answers. I love that you've had Stefan's parents on. Me too. And they only want the truth as well. They just want the truth so we can all move on.
So if we start off with the first part of the interview, and then we will go into the actual analysis itself.
The lies are about money. They're about where he's at, what he's doing, what's he.
Yeah, all that.
To his parents.
Yeah, he's stolen money from his parents. They used to have a few $1,000s hidden in like a closet for emergency fund kind of thing. And during COVID, he stole, like, he wanted RC cars. See, if he wants something, he's gonna get it.
I know she's talking about Stephen Stearns, right? If he wants something, he's gonna get it. And just chilling, y'all. Can you imagine me just chilling You got your child missing. He's been gone for days now, and you're just chilling. He's gonna get what he wants. He gets what he wants. Yeah, and you give him what he wants, which is your daughter. You need to understand how to prevent things. Absolutely. And I just cannot let Maddie go without the justice she deserves, guys. It's just we need to get that done. How does Jenn even know what the Electra complex is? Well, she did go to college. She wanted to be a hacker, y'all. Jenn Soto wanted to be a hacker, which is a computer person. Technically, it was a computer person.
Okay, let's look at the analysis so that we can make sure that we're on the right page.
That too.
With Veriscope, we have different linguistic markers, which we mark up with colors. So, for example, in green, we have different timestamps or temporal incunas, and in pink, we have repetition to show sensitivity. Pronouns and missing pronouns, which are very important. And if we will run through the action.
And I gotta say, I love that this guy is keeping Jenn Soto in the spotlight. You know, I backed away from this case. A lot of people gave me a lot of shit, guys. And so I stopped covering this. I was going to cover the stuff that this guy did and continue to keep Jenn Soto in the spotlight. But too many people were giving me shit. Too many people. Thank you, Barbie G. I appreciate it. Hop aboard. Choo choo. Anna Fleming, we studied the Electra complex at the university. I was going to back off this case. I was tired of people saying, Jay, you're grifting. Jay, stop covering this case. Nothing's happening. She didn't do anything. Oh, yeah, she did. And there's a reason why this guy is still covering it. And don't think that the other channels aren't going to cover this when they spend $10,000 on some new FOIAs. All right. But it will be old news by then. Mama Sage, thank you so much for the $1.99 super sticker.
Transcript itself, but more importantly, I want to show you in advance of most of the video some of the findings so that you can look for them, not all of the findings, and then at the end of the video we'll run through the transcript again and hopefully point out some that you've missed. Those that you find which Veriscope hasn't found, please do put in the comments, and please do subscribe and comment and like and comment on other people.
Yes, we'll do that, sir.
She said in itself, she says not suspect, but no. And I believe that means that she also knows something. This wrong person, notice how often she says it. I wonder if she knows who the right person is, or perhaps if there's more than one person involved.
All right, guys, I'm just going to repeat this one time. You guys, it's always in my description. This is the channel Veriscope, all right? I don't want to keep people popping in saying, who's this? But yes, thank you, Mom, for the $10 super sticker. Love you. Watch how many steal from, yeah, right. Of course, absolutely. I'm in Central Florida. Jenn Soto hasn't been seen. Of course not.
He kept repeating what I was repeating. So a coordinated story pattern. I wanted to think he was good. Yep. We have the past tense here. In statement analysis, we look at tenses and we pay a lot of attention to them. He's going to get it no matter what. Criminal determination and her knowledge of that.
Handcuffs.
Want my phone back 3 times, she says that. We will buy you a new phone. She shows unity during crisis with the murderer.
Mm-hmm.
My mum never liked Stefan. She has long-term knowledge of Stefan and his criminality and his lying. Me and his dad couldn't.
I mean, I think she played it up as long as she could, guys. She covered for Stefan all the way up until the bitter end. And once she realized what was happening and what he was being charged with, and that they found Maddie's body right away, she completely backs off. And then she lawyered up. All right. TikTok spuds, your time's up. And we don't want to overcook that potato. So we need to get her behind bars. All right.
Figure out, but then she goes on to say that she did know and they did figure it out. I don't know where he's getting his money, but she was monitoring the accounts on Amazon and she does know where he was getting his money.
Yeah.
She says the 3 of us towards the end of this short part of the transcript, him, the dog, and her. but she doesn't mention Madeline. In fact, she rarely mentions her daughter.
I wonder
and she
why.
still uses Stefan, not he, even though she is aware of what has happened to some degree. 47 and conjunction.
These are all her words, and I love that Veriscope keeps it going. A lot of people know and realize that Jenn Soto literally got away with the big M word.
Justifications, explaining without being asked. Lots of so's, causations, lots of buts, contradictions, lots of I think hedges, lots of like hedging language, lots of probablys. Also, she mentions this time frame quite specifically. I wonder why. We don't have.
I wonder too, because I always think that Maddie her life was taken sometime in the early morning, which again reminds me another question to ask Stefan. What time did this take place? Did you think they were making money off the seat? I absolutely do. They absolutely, I believe both of them were making money off of that and using the, we call it the dark web apps that you can't trace, Bitcoin, etc.
This money, financial unity, I'm poor, unnecessary language and justification.
Oh, Kathy, you better.
That's another thing. She avoids topics.
Come on.
She has that zero maternal language that we look for. Her
mom.
She has zero concern for Madeline.
Now, I mean, this is all stuff that we went over a year ago, right? We all went over this a year ago. So let's keep going. Let's go a little bit further. I want you just to see her words. Financial confession. So you guys are talking about that. Let's look at that.
About his lying patterns, his parent problems, the hotel arrangements for her. This is her concerns. Nothing about her daughter.
Right? Oh my God, let me back up a little bit. Her concerns, guys, were I want my phone back. His money, his packages, Amazon, his lying patterns, his parent problems, hotel arrangements. We'll buy you a new phone. The three of us, him, dog, and her, and then going to bed at 3:45 a.m., which I speculate was the time that Maddie's life was taken, or she lost it. However you want to, it was taken. Never mind. What am I saying? All right. Financial. We're still talking about financial.
Foxy, so let's go back to the actual interview itself and see if you can catch as many of those as possible.
No matter what. So
I hope
he wanted RC vehicles, the remote control cars, fancy ones. They were a few $100s, and I'm poor. I know I can't afford it, and he's showing up at home with these things. And I asked him, "Where are you getting the money from? Because we don't have this money." He goes, "Oh, my dad." And I said, "Your dad gave you money?" He goes, "No, I took some from his closet." And I was like they have an emergency stash? And he's like,
yes.
"Yeah."
Yes.
And I'm like, he's gonna notice money's missing. And he's like, "No, he won't. It's so much money in there, he won't notice at all." I've confirmed with Chris later on that he did notice money, but he never asked his son. But I let him know, yeah, he was robbing you and just buying himself toys. He's also lied. Most recently, he lied to his parents about where he would be. He told them he would be at his friend's house playing video or board games or something like that, but in reality, he came all the way to Kissimmee to hang out with us.
Okay.
I don't think he came out. I don't think he really came to hang out with you much, but aside from her words, look at her behavior as well. All right. Quick crying, stop crying, blaming Stefan. But she doesn't really blame Stefan until the police start to say to her, "What is wrong with you?" Right? That her concern is somewhere else.
Because you guys were together Wednesday?
And
yes.
She's benefiting
yes,
from
it's
this
free.
theft. And she's fully aware of it. And she's fully aware of the Amazon account spending. And here, in my opinion, she's trying to blame Stefan as opposed to being a complicit thief. All
right, guys, it really isn't that hard. We have 405 currently. We had 420 in chat. If you guys hit 350 likes are free. we'll give away a Foxy box. You definitely want to win a Foxy box. All right. So all you got to do is hit that like button and then drop a comment and we'll give it away. Thank you, Sherlock Homegirl, for being a member for 2 months. I missed that earlier. Sorry.
Junction with Stefan.
After all the interviews, did you stay Wednesday? Would you? I know
Yes.
we had some detectives go meet you guys Wednesday, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Were you guys in the house together till detectives came?
Yes.
What kind of happened after detectives came?
We have a long pause and a huge body language shift and the crossing of the legs. She doesn't want to explain what happened in the conversation. And that sigh that she does.
Do you feel like everything starts to get blurry?
It's the old blurry excuse coming.
It's an old blurry excuse, y'all. We talked about this yesterday, the day before that. The hola, bam. Oh, I forgot what happened. Right as the crime was happening, everything went blurry and I forgot what happened. What's up, Disarray Ray? Finally got alive. Shout out to you and everybody else in here. Hit that like button, y'all. Rapping. What's up, Mick Rapping?
Out again.
Yeah, trust me, we've been in this office for like 3 days straight.
Yeah, so I just don't remember what day I had conversation with you guys.
Tuesday night, Orange County detectives came out there because I ended up coming out Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember seeing me or not that night.
Okay.
That was the first night we were at the apartment into the nighttime.
Yeah, is that when you guys shut down the house for forensics?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell us about that.
Okay. So earlier that day.
Is that the night you shut down for forensics and I couldn't get my pills? Oh, yeah, I remember that day. I don't remember what happened around the time of Maddie's life being taken or her body being dumped. But yeah. That time. Shout out to LK for becoming a member. Thank you.
I think Detective Hunt came, or somebody came, and asked Stefan for his cell phone. If he would willingly give it up so that they can look at it, or if they would need a warrant. And I remember him saying, should I have asked a warrant? Should I have? And I'm like, no, if you got nothing to hide, give him your fucking phone. And I think we hung out in the house for a little.
Notice she said, if you've got nothing to hide.
And remember, guys, she sat there behind the computer with Stefan, encouraging and helping him reset his phone. They talked through it to get rid of those, and she was very sure that those pictures were long gone. All right, she's a hacker. She knows what she's doing. I'm sorry, but this whole bit is a lie, right? But we want to see in her own words. What's up, Corinne? Good to see you. Where's Large Marge? She helped the other one way or the other. Don't yank my chain and expect me to just be quiet. Right. All right.
And then when you guys came in the evening and you guys told us to wait outside and we waited in my car.
And remember, of course, she's fully aware about what they've done to this phone. They've reset it to factory settings. And not being particularly intelligent, this couple, I don't believe that they realize that forensics is going to retrieve the vast majority of the content.
Well, they didn't realize that the Google account was tied to the phone and was going to back itself up. That's why she didn't tell them to take the Google account. But surely if you reset your phone 3 times or you say Beetlejuice, 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 he'll appear, right? Wrong. All right.
He started getting very anxious and very panicky, going, I want my phone back. I want my phone back.
Of course he wants his phone back. They don't want that. Nobody wants that. And I want to tell you guys one more thing before I forget. Stefan Stearns, you remember that day? And I'll tell you too, Deb, you probably already saw this, but Stefan Stearns on the Saturday before was really anxious. He was asking his parents to give him some medication so he can calm down. Do they have any anti-anxiety medication? He's flying around the house. Everybody speculated that Maddie was pregnant, and he found out she was pregnant, so he drove over there, and then da-da-da-da-da, and no way, this has to, she wasn't pregnant, guys. I assure you, not only was she not pregnant, But that day, nothing actually really happened. He was just anxious because he was supposed to get his job back at Disney. It wasn't going through. He said he had a lot of financial worries and issues on his plate. There was nothing. There wasn't a phone call that said, come down here. It wasn't even the Tyler. I asked him straight up about the Tyler Wallace situation. I said, did they call you and say, hey, Tyler's gonna, or did Maddie call you and say, my dad said I'm gonna move with him because I'm 13, and Stefan got pissed and flew down there? No, none of that happened. It was his own freaking anxieties. And maybe, just maybe, he was out of his pills and he needed to get back up there to get his pills from Jenn, right? Not maybe, he was out of his pills. That's why he was trying to borrow anxiety medication from his parents. And also now I know Jenn tries to play this little Miss Innocent bitch sitting on the couch. She was giving Maddie full-on D rugs, including smoking marijuana, guys. I want you to know that. I don't know how long she had Maddie smoking marijuana, but she had Maddie smoking that vape pen right along with them. And pills, pills, pills. All right? Love you too. Pills, pills, pills. Jenn, Maddie, all of them, all three of them did the same damn things.
And I said, listen, at this point, it's their phone. It's theirs for fucking ever. I don't give a shit. We will buy you a new phone. It doesn't matter anymore. Whatever they need, they need. Like, let them look at it. And
she uses, we will buy you a new phone.
Oh my God. Speaking of that, Disney needs to be shut down. There's, a ton of pedos. Stefan says that was the best place he's ever worked. He loved working at Disney, everything about it, and then he goes into detail. Now, you got to remember, when Stefan talks a lot of times, it's like he's kind of in his own little world. I've noticed that when you talk to him, he'll talk about certain things that he wants to talk about, but when he doesn't want to talk about it, he makes it very clear that he doesn't, or he'll just go on to another subject and kind of just be in his own little world about stuff. All right. So just want you to know that, because when we do read the actual messages, there's many times that on one breath, he'll talk about Maddie and her life taken. And then the next breath talk about something that just doesn't make sense. And again, I don't know what caused that or what. We do know that there was some TBI situation. I don't know how detrimental that can be to somebody, but something's up.
Like, I just want my phone back. And I'm just like, are you trying to make yourself more suspicious? Because, like,
are you trying to make yourself more suspicious? This is not the language of a mother in panic for her missing daughter. This is the language of an accomplice.
If you were to go demand your phone back right now, that would look suspicious as fuck. Like, what are you doing? I'm thinking he's just getting impatient because he's bored and wants to play on his phone. And at one point, he takes my phone to start playing with it. I give it up. And I said, here, play on my phone. Have fun.
And thanks for saying that, Deb. He says that so many times in his messages. He was in a haze all the way through whatever happened. And he knows he should have called 911. They should have took Maddie. I don't think they could have saved her life, but he was in a haze for a long time. And that's why they had him in that turtle suit, because he was just like out of his mind, going whatever happened, whatever shock he had of dumping Maddie's body and going through all that. He absolutely, I agree. And you'll hear it in his own words. All right. Disarray Ray. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome, Carolina Hurtado. Arrest Jenn Soto now. I couldn't have said that better. We need to find out next steps on how to hook up with I don't know if it's a district attorney. I don't know if it's a prosecutor. I don't know who it is, but we need to do something.
I think from my phone, he was trying to log into his emails, but he couldn't, because you need like 2-factor authentication from your own phone. And I'm just like, what are you trying to look at? And he's like, oh, my shipments, my packages. He's addicted to buying shit. That's another thing. Me and his dad couldn't figure out where Stefan was getting money from to buy stuff, since he's been unemployed the last 2 months.
That's a huge leakage, by the way, guys. When she says that, Stefan's dad and I can't. She's a liar. She's lying. She's trying to make it seem like distancing from Stefan. Lie.
But he's constantly buying himself packages, buying himself things off of Amazon, buying himself things offline.
Is this stuff you can confirm, or you think he's doing this?
What?
Buying packages.
I can confirm because I am linked to his Amazon account, and his parents can confirm whatever UPS packages or whatever he's getting at home. But I'm linked to the Amazon account. If you guys have my phone, you'll see whatever shipment.
Yep.
I think most recently I did like birthday party.
Listen, her daughter's missing. They're gonna find her body in the next like hour and a half. And this lady, look at that face she's making. She's explaining about a package. What she's doing, in my opinion, guys, is she's putting everything off on Stefan. But instead, and look at the guy, look at the officer here, look at this law enforcement. He's like, unbelievable. We're trying to find out where this little girl is before it's too late. And she's talking about packages and where the money came from. She's implicating Stefan. She's implicating him and trying to put it off on him. This is huge leakage here.
If you see birthday party stuff, that was me. But everything else,
of course not. No excuses.
Yep. He's constantly buying stuff, and he doesn't have money. He keeps saying he's got money in his savings, but me and his dad call bullshit because he hasn't had. When he lived with us, he was struggling. His dad was helping him pay his bills, paying his rent, paying his gas, paying his insurance. Stefan was helping us, supporting us by buying food and all that stuff. But I don't know what he did with the rest of his money. And I don't know where he's getting money from now.
You were telling us that he was trying to log into
his emails. So he's trying to log into his emails on his phone. And I said, 2-factor authentication, you can't do anything. You're just going to have to wait till you get your phone back.
Yep.
What else?
And again, when we say that Stefan was in a haze, that is not an excuse. What I take as an excuse for Stefan being in a haze is that he didn't speak up and he didn't freaking say anything about Jenn Soto. It was like he was protecting her. And like I said, now I know why. She gave complete and utter control to him with Maddie, or over Maddie, I should say. All right. Did Jenn want to know why he had a tripod? She knew why he had a tripod, of course.
We waited in the car.
Thank you.
I think at this point, when I noticed that forensics was locking down the house and you guys said we couldn't come back, I told him to call his dad. Because I had a feeling y'all knew something and it was going to come down on him.
Oh, shit.
Have you noticed?
I knew they knew something and it was going to come on him. Not because I want to find my daughter and this son of a bitch. Not because any of that, but because y'all knew something and it was going to come down on him. And she knew it. She knew it. All right. All right, let's keep going. This lady needs to be arrested.
What the conversation in the car was about. And she's gone off on this rant, this tirade.
And I'm just like, they're focusing on the wrong person. They have the wrong person. In my head, I'm convinced you guys are just...
She's a lazy sloth.
That you had the wrong person.
Have you noticed how sensitive the words wrong person are? She's just repeated it 3 times. Wrong person, wrong person, wrong person. We take note of this. It's highly, highly sensitive. Yep. And I wonder why.
I wanted to think that he was good.
Yeah, no, he's out of his haze, sitting in that jail cell, sitting in that prison cell, out of that haze, wondering why it went down the way it did and how Jenn just got out of all of it. So yeah, he's absolutely done protecting Jenn, for sure, for sure.
Yep. Before we get ahead of that, what is the conversation like between you two when you're in the car?
Lies.
Y'all were in there for a good while we were trying to figure things out at your apartment complex or your condo. What's the conversation like inside that car?
trying to think back.
She's trying to think back, guys, but really what she's trying to think back on is what's the portion of the conversation that we can have without implicating myself or him in this case. Because again, she did not know that, number one, they were going to find Maddie's body just an hour and a half later. And number two, that they were going to find all those CSAM pictures in that phone. Now, don't forget, guys, we can talk about the Woody Allen situation all day long, but don't forget the Electra complex is right on point with our narrative this last year and a half. The entire time our narrative was Jenn probably did it because she was jealous of her daughter and Stefan's relationship. Well, look at there you have right there the Electra complex. Why didn't she tell the police that? Oh, because that would have implicated her immediately. Okay, yeah. What's up, Rose? Good to see you.
What exactly we were talking about.
So it's brought back to this subject, and she's avoiding again.
I know I remember late in
Notice the self-censorship.
like when you guys let us know we couldn't come back and I called his dad.
Well, the Electra complex is completely a normal thing. It really is something in psychology. They do say it's outdated, but the Electra complex is not normal in this situation at all whatsoever. It's completely that and the Woody Allen. Yeah, there's no death penalty, Rose. Everything was said and done. Stefan's locked up for the rest of his life, and he's now talking about Jenn's part in this case.
Or we called his dad. I started saying to him, like, I think they're focusing in on you. Like, we need to call your dad, and I think we need to get you a lawyer.
We need to get you a lawyer. Now the cop's getting mad.
I feel like they're focusing on the wrong person, and he kept saying the same thing. He kept repeating what I was repeating. That they're focusing on the wrong person.
So wrong person, repeating. She even used the word repeating herself. Highly sensitive, talking about getting him a lawyer because they're focusing in on him. She has no concern for Madeline.
Her concern is for Stefan and herself, and Jenn had immunity for that one thing, the one interview, and guess what? They said she's not charged at this time because they don't have evidence, and they never had Stefan say a word against her at all. She does not have immunity. She could absolutely be charged again. All right. Yeah, Stefan is talking about Jenn's role. Absolutely. You got to go back and rewind, y'all.
Forensic linguistics are entirely wrong. This is guilty knowledge. This is consciousness of guilt, and this is complicit with the criminal.
Right, exactly.
She's fully aware of his crimes and his thefts. She's involved in them, in my opinion.
They're wasting time.
You're welcome.
How did he feel when you said he needs a lawyer?
He didn't believe me. Like, when I told him, like, don't you see forensics is closing down the house? They fucking know something, or there's something, like...
They know something.
They know something.
They know. So she had a conversation in the car. She couldn't tell what it was, but then she says they know something. They were in the car for hours, and that's all she said was they know something. They know something about what? Yeah, I think she did. He did call her the Watcher. She was called the Watcher. And don't forget, guys, we have 437 people, but we need 350 likes to get the Foxy Box. So hit the like button while we're breaking down this case. Got to go backwards to move forward.
He knows something. This is the absolute tell.
Did I miss somebody's?
For her to say to Stefan, they know something. It means they both know what.
Things happening. They wouldn't be locking down the house this way if they didn't have suspicions of something. But I wasn't thinking. I don't know why I wasn't thinking.
And she keeps using the phrase something. So something is highly sensitive because she knows, in my opinion.
Thinking him. Like, I was just like, no, they've got the wrong guy.
So she knows. She absolutely knows something, guys. There's no way you don't know something when the night before there was a big fiasco in your house. Your daughter's life was lost, but the way it was lost is no way that she didn't know it. There's no way that Stefan covered that up without her knowing. I'm telling you right freaking now. No way. No possible way.
They've got the wrong guy.
He just kept saying that they have the wrong guy, that they're focusing on the wrong person and that we're wasting time and
So the conversation is the wrong person, the wrong person, the wrong person, the wrong person, the wrong person. They're focusing on the wrong guy. They're focusing on the wrong guy. Wrong person. They know something, they know something. I wonder what the true conversation was.
Exactly.
And Stefan is told that he needs a lawyer by her. He's saying, why do I need a lawyer?
Yep.
I wonder what has really gone on. I'm becoming more suspicious.
we call his dad. We tell his dad to come down here. His dad to come down here and met us at a hotel. That was another thing.
Again, she did not know that this case was going to get international attention as well as those pictures. She was sure that they deleted the images and it would be all good. And she didn't realize that Maddie's body would be found so quickly either. And I'm sure she told Stefan, you messed up, man. You freaking got that flat tire. You put her out in the middle of nowhere. Go back and make sure. Remember, he went back that night as well.
I don't have that much money. I live off of disability. I couldn't afford to put us up on a hotel. Like when you guys said that we couldn't return, I was like, I didn't know where to go. I was trying to think if any family member would have a spare room or anything like that, and not that could take the three of us. When I say three of us, I mean him and the dog.
That was a huge. Wait, what? I didn't hear that before, y'all. She was like, I didn't know anybody that could take the three of us, which typically would be Stefan, Maddie, and Jenn. But me and the dog and Stefan. I didn't even hear that before. You know how there's so many times you can listen to something and then you listen to it again? That was the first time I heard that. And that's the name of this video. Stefan, the dog, and I.
So she's still joined at the hip with him. She says, the three of us. And just in case there's any confusion about the three of us, including Madeline in their lives, no, it's me, him, and the dog.
And I know at my mom's house.
Madeline's body hasn't been discovered at this stage.
Not yet.
In a bit. Wouldn't have been welcome. My mom does not like Stefan. She's never liked Stefan.
Nope.
So I knew that our only option was to go to a hotel, but I couldn't afford it. So we called Chris, and Chris met us at a hotel by Disney, off Western Way, and that's where we went.
Nope.
We got there pretty late. We checked in.
Thank you.
I used the restroom, and I was getting ready for bed, or laying down in bed probably around 3:30, 3:45 in the morning.
She does say that quite a bit, guys, and I absolutely, every single time we talk about this case, I think that that was the time that Maddie's life was lost or taken. All right, it was absolutely taken. We have 301 likes. We need 49 more likes. We have 434 people here, y'all. Don't you want to win a Foxy Box? Come on. Even though we cover hard cases, we do like to give cool prizes away and ones that match y'all's personality. And we do. Right? Synth did a lot of this work for me. She knows what I'm talking about. All right.
And I fell asleep. Stefan was already asleep at this point.
Okay, let's go back to the analysis. So let's look at the patterns. We have lots of ands, some buts, lots of ands, some likes and becauses. So we see on the face of it what appears to be deceptive architecture. She provides extraordinary detail about Stefan's lying patterns: theft, financial deception, parental manipulation, and the pronoun we appears when discussing money they don't have. Showing
Now, if Jenn Soto does not get arrested, I think everyone should be pissed. We should start something, or we should contact. We need, once this comes out and we get more information, or all the information, we absolutely need Jenn Soto to be arrested. She was 110% complicit, not only in handing Maddie over to Stefan, literally, but part of this night. And I'll tell you why. Well, I'll tell you why when I can. What it was that she gave to Maddie that night for her to throw up everywhere. It's past neglect. It's way past neglect.
Financial unity. She knew he was a master manipulator, in her own words, who stole from his parents, yet maintained the relationship. And her Amazon account is being used to purchase goods.
Pills.
I believe that this establishes her consciousness of his criminal capabilities, and I believe she is complicit and involved.
Yes, 100% criminal what Jenn did.
So the phone panic.
They do need a charger or something, but we've got to find out what it all is before, and it's coming out. I know more right now than I can say.
Let's look at the pattern here.
It's coming, guys.
We won't spend time going through the actual transcript because we've just heard it. So we're more interested in looking at the patterns and how we've placed the flags. So the phone, we can see, is sensitive here.
I don't see how they could know. How could she not be arrested?
We have sensitivity with the phone.
Damn straight.
We have the big causes, the justifications.
Much more than child neglect, Rosie.
So the pink repetition, want my phone back, 3 times reveals extreme sensitivity about the phone's contents. She acknowledges his panic was suspicious, yet gives him her phone, facilitating potential evidence destruction.
Welcome, Jammy Dial.
But the excuse was that he wanted to play games on it. I wonder what else was going on with that phone. We know that he set, and she's helped him reset his own phone to factory reset settings. I wonder what's going on with her phone. She brings it up, and she's sensitive about it. She's sensitive about the phones.
Absolutely, she's sensitive. She knew it was on it, and they tried to erase it. Jenn Soto and Shannon, when you find out everything, it's much more. I thought it was okay, at least neglect. At this point, it has to be much more than neglect for what happened, not only that night, but what was happening all of those years. Remember, if Maddie's life wasn't taken that night, this still would be continuing, in my opinion. All right. What's up, Teresa? Good to see you.
The we will have to buy you a new phone shows continued unity even during this crisis.
Exactly, Janet. Exactly.
She knows he's desperate to access something on his phone. It's not just bored. It's not just playing games. There's something else going on with these phones. Of course, there would be, wouldn't there? There's been a murder and there's stuff on the phones. Is this stuff you can confirm or you think he's doing?
Now, listen, if you guys want to compare this case to Chris Watts and Nicole Kessinger, you can certainly do that. You got to remember, Chris Watts never implicated Nicole Kessinger until recently. And all he said about Nicole was, oh yeah, she pushed me to take the lives of my family, but he never gave details about what that meant. He never talked about her being there and the phone pinging at 6-something in the morning. Chris Watts never went into detail about what implicates her, or what portion she should be implicated in. All right, we need what? 31 more likes, guys. Thank you, Mary Beth, for doing the math. Jamie Ferrero, good to see you. And I'll leave that up for a minute. We got 320.
Yes. The question. Buying packages.
Lil Red.
Because I'm linked to his Amazon account. But, because, because, ands. So here we have the deception architecture that she uses.
Chats and mobs. What's up, Della? Thank you, Montana.
Knew something, highly sensitive, wrong person, wrong person, wrong person.
You do want to win a box.
She's linked to his Amazon account and sees constant purchases despite unemployment. The repetition of wrong person 3 times shows extreme sensitivity. Knew something.
Yes, please.
Reveals her consciousness that investigators had discovered evidence, and yet she still shows allegiance and party to the crimes. I wanted to think he was good. Yeah, I don't believe that.
You know, the shitty part about all of this, if they'd have just called 911, most of this stuff wouldn't have went down the way it is. Now, I know that there was a lot of panic that happened. There's going to be panic. If you give your children drugs and they're not supposed to take them. Now, remember, she did have prescription for things she was supposed to take, but she was getting double dosed that night and then some. More than y'all or I even knew about. And it's going to be in the toxicology report, guys.
Yes. Remember that extremely long pause.
Yep, I know he wasn't.
She's very sensitive to the conversation inside the car. She's highly sensitive to their conversations per se.
She was. I don't think she was in the room at all. It was them two.
I remember. Sensitive. And
now I got to tell you guys, it's when you talk to Stephen Stearns, he talks about everything except what was going on between him and Maddie. He'll tell you that Maddie was his favorite person and he would take his life for her, and he would tell you how much she loved him and he loved her. But when you start to ask him about further information about, wait a minute, she calls you the bonus dad, but you guys were in pictures compromising. I won't even say, right? I won't say like, oh, you were in a picture with Maddie giving you a BJ. I won't say any of that because that would probably trigger him. But he said, I'm not ready to talk about. He literally says, I've never been attracted to kids and I'm not ready to talk about that portion yet. All right, let's keep going.
Look at this again. Wrong person, wrong person. He kept repeating what I was repeating. They're connected together. They're focusing in on you.
Now, you don't have to, Christina. I love that you just came in and said, I wouldn't believe anything Stephen Stearns says, nothing. You don't have to. You can take everything he says with a grain of salt. And then when documentation comes out that proves what he's saying, then you can take it with a grain of salt and see what matches. I invite everybody to think for themselves. Please think for yourself.
We need to get you a lawyer. How did he feel when you said this? He didn't believe me. This is interesting because I wonder if this is true. Like when I told him, like, don't you see forensics is closing down the house? They fucking know something.
They know something.
Or there's something self-censorship, like they know something. Something's happening. This isn't concern.
Absolutely
Madeline.
nothing. Nothing to gain.
This is concern. They fucking know something about herself. I believe she's involved in the crime.
Ding, 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 Mr.
Possibly
Veriscope.
not just the cover-up.
Yep.
He didn't believe me. The detective says, how did he feel when you said he needs a lawyer?
I think she absolutely 110% contributed to Maddie's death. And I'll tell you why. Jenn is still in Florida. She's not in a mental hospital, guys. She's still staying at Stephanie's house, in my opinion. All right.
He didn't believe me. It's interesting, isn't it?
Tyler, too. What do you mean, Tyler?
Definitely complicit.
Well,
the word repeating appears twice about their conversation. They're echoing each other's story. They know something appears twice, purple leakage, revealing consciousness of discoverable evidence between the two of them. The we pronouns throughout show unity in their response to law enforcement. They're coordinating their defense together. She has consciousness of guilt from her forensic linguistics.
2 more likes, guys. Now, toxicology doesn't need to be released to us. It has been released in the case files, and Jenn Soto has seen it. However, Stephen Stearns has also seen it, and he knows exactly what's in there as well. All right? Potatoes are mad. They're not claiming her. All right, we're only 2 away, guys. 2 away from 450, and then we got 4 more to get to our goal. If you guys want to help get to that goal, you can do so. If you want to help get to a Foxy Box, you just got to hit that like button. Woo, Sherlock girl, home girl.
Okay, so the hotel isn't as sensitive overall. We have less deceptive architecture in this section. But here we have a timeline. 3:30, 3:45 in the morning. We take note when we see specific times.
I'm going to give you guys a membership too. I just dropped a membership on y'all.
The continuous we and us pronouns show Jenn Soto never separates from him psychologically. Her mother never liked Stefan, revealing long-standing family concerns that proved prescient. She counts him, the dog, as the 3 of us. Her daughter Madeline is completely absent from her consciousness.
You're welcome, guys. No, you didn't.
Her focus is and remains on protecting Stefan rather than searching for her child.
All right, in case you're new here, in case you're in the bushes, in case you don't know Guilty of Crime in this channel, Torchy Blaine, Stephen Stearns is telling this to me. Stephen Stearns is telling this to Guilty of Crime. Stephen Stearns is talking to his parents. But I do think that Stephen Stearns has told Guilty of Crime much more than he's told his parents, and he's said to pass it on. You imagine telling your parents something that you don't want, and they're still his parents. So he's talking, but I feel like he's talking more to us about exactly what happened than he's talking to them. But we'll see that in the messages. Either way, he's talking. Jay and Ma, I just want to say you guys are amazing, and I appreciate you lost to a girl. Thank you. I thought you were going to come in and say, I just want to say you guys suck. Anyway, Stephen Stearns is talking to me, Jay, from Guilty of Crime, and to his parents, but a lot to us. All right. So if you didn't know, we've had ties in the Jenn Soto, Stephen Stearns saga since day one. Now, not with Stephen Stearns, but with the other side. Now we flip-flopped to that side, and we want to know what happened. That's why. It's not because we support pedos. It's not because we love them. It's because we want to know what happened to Maddie and we want justice for her. And we want Jenn Soto to be arrested. All right? So let's keep going.
It's just
extra bacon.
It screams that they're in it together.
Right. Yeah, Cynthia's got jokes all the time.
The timeline. Madeline disappears.
You should go back and watch my content, my friend.
Forensics lock down Jenn Soto's house.
Thank you, Muriel. I appreciate that.
They arrive at the hotel.
Thank you.
Orange County Sheriff interview. And she wasn't expecting this interview, I don't think.
Yeah, there was no pregnancy.
She took a while to settle in.
Now, guys, I just want to say about the pregnancy test. I see something in chat. I see people in chat, and people still don't believe that there wasn't a pregnancy. But I assure you, there wasn't a pregnancy. It didn't come up in anything. Maybe at some point they used those pregnancy tests to check. But what I think is a simple case of you live somewhere for a while, you have things in your closet. We sit here with still stacks of COVID tests. There was a point where Jenn Soto did think she was going to get pregnant, and there was a huge portion of Maddie's life that this was happening with her and Stefan, where she had already had her period. So that will just give you a good idea of why there were pregnancy tests. But I'm going to tell you, and I would tell you, I have zero reason to say that Maddie wasn't pregnant. She wasn't. I just don't want to say that. It's not true. That is absolutely not the motive in this case. All right. And I've always believed it was accidental because nobody wanted to lose Maddie. Jenn didn't want to lose Maddie. She was profiting off her. Stefan didn't want to lose Maddie because he loved her. All right. And you guys, it could be a sick love, whatever it is, but it's just what it is. All right. We can't know unless we ourselves have been in that. And I assure you, I don't think any of us, I hope in this chat, are chomos. I don't think any of us like children. I don't think any of us have assaulted children. We protect children. All right. There you go. You guys use your own brains.
So lots of deception in this very short segment. And 5 times the wrong person is said. Highly sensitive. Okay. No. I wonder how many of these you caught. And also, please put in.
Why didn't they call 911, Clementine? Because of what happened before the accident. How did that accident happen? What happened before? Why not call 911? Well, when it's in your mind that you've been assaulting this little girl for years and you've got all the proof sitting right there, you don't want to call 911 either. Am I mad about the fact that they didn't call 911? Of course. Is Stefan upset that he didn't call 911? Yeah, he's in the shitty prison for the rest of his life. You better bet your ass he wishes that he'd have called 911. All right? Had he called 911, none of this would have come out. They would have had no reason to take his phone and check it and to search the house and all the other things. They just wouldn't have done that. They probably wouldn't have done that had he called 911. Exactly. There you go, Sid. There you go. When you de-rug and CSAM your daughter, you're not going to call 911. All right? It's not going to happen.
All right. In the comments, any others that you see, or expand upon some of these where you think that there's more to talk about.
Yep, he is. Exactly.
Here we talked about the expectation, which is very important in statement analysis. Often as important, what is missing as to what is actually there.
I don't know about the premeditated. They did charge premeditated, and I'm not sure why. I still can't understand.
They know something with the swearing, increasing the sensitivity of it.
Yep. Yeah, that's what
I think she's involved in the theft from Chris.
Yeah, no, he wasn't there.
Retrospectively attempting to blame it all on him. But she knows that this money is appearing from Chris.
Yes, yes.
From his stash, she says. They suspect something, they think something, they found something, they're investigating, they're looking into it.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate
What she
that.
says, they know something.
And again, guys, take everything with a grain of salt. And remember, when we start reading text messages from him, I mean, you don't have to state the obvious. He's a liar. I don't believe him. We just take what he says with a grain of salt and use your mind based on the evidence that we've shown. And our goal is to get Jenn Soto looked at again, make sure that investigation is not closed, and then arrest her for what she did in this crime. She was culpable. I'll tell you that right now. We know the throw up happened. If the throw up happened, what was the cause? There's got to be a cause and effect to this. All right. Yep. Yep. We are.
This can also come over here,
Hey,
depending on
thank you.
context.
Which interview, Terry?
My mum does not like Stefan. She never liked Stefan. Long-standing recognition of the danger of this man. She chose him over the family concerns, over her daughter's concerns.
Stefan said that to everybody, Marissa, that it was an accident. Even if you listen to it in court, how he's pled no contest, he's always said it was an accident. And yes, he says that to, he says, I can answer for myself that he said it was an accident, but he said it to everybody. Best we could do now is come up with a working theory and have them look at Jenn Soto so she can be arrested. Stefan Stearns is already sitting in prison for the rest of his life. He's not going to gain a thing at all. This is what he should have said before he went and got arrested, charged, and sentenced.
Priority one. So Madeline is disappeared. Her body has not yet been found. I would imagine by this stage she's seen some of the evidence and has possibly been told that it's most likely that Madeline has passed away. However, her priority was getting Stefan a lawyer. Her priority was replacing his phone, finding accommodation for the three of us.
No,
Him, the dog, and her. Madeline's gone in her mind.
It was more than that, Prophet.
Now it's the three of us. Him, the dog, and her.
I think that's a huge cause, Prophet Fred, but there was more than that. They were not only just her meds, Jenn's meds, double her meds, and other things were given to her that night. But you guys got to wait until I'm able to read all the messages.
Complicit. Priority 4, explaining his criminal patterns in detail, which is prior knowledge. She hasn't just suddenly discovered this. And this, I wonder what everyone thinks of this. They have the wrong person.
Does that mean her?
And I don't think she's referring to a stranger.
No, there was nobody else there.
They have the wrong person. That's interesting, isn't it? Not once, where is Madeline? Zero maternal distress language in the entire interview.
On any interviews.
When 25 independent deception indicators align, and this is a very short section of the interview.
That's what I was.
If you've watched the previous 4 videos,
why what, Shadow?
The deception, when we add up the deception patterns, and we're not even halfway through. Extreme deception, extreme complicitness, if that's a word. Including complete absence of maternal language. Yeah, strong unity with Stefan Stearns, the perpetrator. Consciousness of knowing.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in this chat disagrees that Jenn is culpable for something, but we just have to figure out what. All right. Thank you, Synth, for saying that. Justice for Sebastian. Sebastian went missing the exact same day that Maddie did, except he's never been found. And the problem with Sebastian's case, I want to cover it so bad, you guys, but that community is so heavily saturated with junk. All right, that community is fighting with each other. That community, the moment you make a video about Sebastian, they're all over your ass and they just ream you. So justice for Sebastian, that one I back off of because I don't want that hate. There's too much hate. All right. Anyway, justice for Sebastian Rogers.
They know something. And so do you, Soto.
Yeah, no calls at all, guys. Not yet.
Not suspecting. They know something. Consciousness of discoverable evidence. Zero maternal distress. Want my phone back. We need a lawyer. The three of us. Okay, so that brings us to the end of part 5 of this police interview. Please do subscribe if you haven't already, and please do hit the notification bell, and please do like and comment, and this will expand the reach of this analysis and hopefully bring justice to Madeline that much more quickly.
Exactly. And thank you guys. If you guys are not already subscribed to this man, Veriscope, it's at Veriscope 1, which I put in the I put that in my description. But if you guys are not subscribed to him, this just came out 5 days ago, guys. This guy is putting out video after video. He is still covering this case. All right. So there's his link down there. I know you guys have a lot of questions. I have more answers. I just can't give you everything yet. And after we do read the messages, we're still going to have more questions, maybe, than answers. All right. So I can't give you everything right now, and but I can explain a lot more. I'm just not going to answer all your questions right now until I give you everything. All right. This is just putting the spotlight back on Jenn Soto. I want you to remember the Electra complex that she said to Maddie, that she teased Maddie about. I want you to realize that she evaded giving depositions and lawyered up. I want you to remember the COD as strangulation / asphyxiation and what that means. I want you to realize that a key part of Maddie's death was the vomit that we saw on the floor, and that Jenn Soto participated heavily in the grooming process, and that Stephen Stearns has now realized that he should have spoken up before. And the reason he pled no contest was because he was not going to plead. He was not going to plead guilty to that when he knew what occurred before and Jenn's role in the situation. All right. So that's my answers to this. Again, we're going to have more questions, maybe, than answers after I tell you everything that I have. But I had been going on for years, RL, but we want Jenn Soto to be arrested. Again, look at that thumbnail. And right as I put that up, there's 444 in chat. Say a prayer that Maddie, first of all, gets the justice she deserves. And second, that Jenn Soto's arrested. Now, if you look at that, Maddie has the Electra complex, quote unquote. That came from Jenn Soto. That with a Woody Allen situation. All right. Now, we're going to give away a Foxy box. You know why? Because you guys, we made the goal. Rest in peace, Maddie. Absolutely. Oh, that little girl, man. That little girl was so loved, guys. So loved by you, by me, by the community, not by her mother. All right. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say right now about this. We're going to keep going. I've always known she's had something to do with it. I can't imagine a scenario in which she wasn't. And they just we need to connect Stefan's dots and get something to be connected to the district attorney, the prosecutor. We need something to connect Jenn now that he's finally speaking. All right. So now that we're here, we're going to give away a Foxy Box. Make sure you hit the like button. You drop a comment. Of course, I'm sorry, but you got to be in the United States. Otherwise, Synth will she'll give out something, a snail mail. We do ship, or she ships international via snail mail, but not this. All right. So I see a lot of people in chat that are green. Make sure you get in green. And now we're going to go. All right. Justice for little Madeline Soto. I know. Such a beautiful little angel. I mean, look at that. You look at the difference. Look at how cute and innocent and adorable. And then you see the dark circles all the way to the right. This was her birthday day. You can see that she looks tired with the dark circles. And now we know why. I didn't even know to what extent this was happening, guys. I didn't. Of course not. I just made assumptions. All right. The DA doesn't believe. Now, he hasn't talked to the DA. That's why they don't believe him, Lil Red, because he hasn't said a damn thing. They don't have to believe Stefan. He can tell them, and then they can connect what he tells to match up with the toxicology report, the evidence that I showed you earlier, and a lot other things. So they don't have to believe Stefan at all. All they have to do is match up with what he says versus the evidence that they have. That's called detective work. That's called law enforcement. That's what they do. All right. I know, Georgia Sky. All right. Yeah. You see about the dark circles because they were she was heavily medicated. And remember, Stefan wasn't there for like a month. So Jenn was keeping it up. She was off of her pills for a month. But what else was Jenn giving her? Yeah, rest in peace. Good luck with that, Foxy Box. I'm not green and I'm not in the USA. Well, you never know. You get gifted a membership sometimes and never know. Look, a little baby on the left. I know. All right, guys, let's drop all this stuff down and get to this sorter. Let me drop in here I'm giving you guys another minute to hit the like button, drop a comment so you can be entered. Make sure your gifting is on. Midnight Lace just became an official Crime Crew member. Shout out to you. And I'm going to dump this in here and we're going to spin now. That sad ass mom, Jenn Soto. What a piece of trash. You guys know I have Mama Pearl here in chat. I don't know if she's still here. She's probably listening, but you guys, I literally had the best mom in the entire world, hands down. I don't care what anybody says. Mom, I love you. Thank you for protecting me and raising me the way that you did without any trauma or assault or any of that, just being a fantastic mom. And when I see that piece of trash mom, Jenn Soto, it really stands out because what I see that moms are supposed to be and how moms, what they're supposed to do does not match up with what Jenn Soto did and still continues to do to this day. All right. Midnight Lays, thank you. Shout out to you. A member for a month, a renew. All right. I'm glad you did that, Shannon. All right. Let's put this up there. And I've been talking for 2 hours now and I'm done. I actually wanted to take a nap earlier, but I couldn't because I needed to come on here. All right. So thank you guys for everything you do. Let's get going. They always do that to me. I always forget to log in. All right, guys. We're back. Load comments. And here we go. Here's the countdown, y'all. All right. Good luck to everybody. Good luck. Don't forget, guys, share this video so people can get ready for the next one. Now, Michelle Horick, I see you all the time, but I can't remember if you are a Crime Crew member. Where's Michelle? I saw her all episode. Michelle, where you at? I do need some good sleep, y'all. I love naps. Let's be real. I'm getting older. I need naps. Michelle won, and I think you're in the United States. Is that correct? I know. I see Michelle here all the time. You're in the U.S. and you're also green. So big shout out to you, Michelle. You won today. Congrats. Now, yeah, she won. She is all the above. There you go, guys. Get your Foxy Box. email guilty of prizes at, oh, you're close. Guilty of prizes at gmail.com. Foxy will get you that box. She's in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Is it LA? Like Louisiana, or is that like, I don't know where Lake Charles, it's either Louisiana or Los Angeles. I have no idea. Anna, I know you're part of the Florida community. Please share this with your people and your community. All right, Louisiana. Well, thank you. There you go then. You just won an awesome Foxy box. All right, chicken wing. You want to hear the chicken wing song? Are you sure you want to hear the chicken wing song? I can play the chicken wing song. What else? You guys also liked Large Marge too, but I could do the chicken wing. I don't know why they keep doing the chicken wing song and they do like a dub remix. It's really weird, but okay. Let me see if it doesn't blow my speakers out. Hold on. There's no volume for some reason. Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna do the chicken wing song to say congratulations to Michelle. And here we go. It's the remix, guys. I can't do it that way. I can do it that way. You live with my homie. Congratulations. Email me. Email me. There you go. There's the chicken wing song, y'all. Who wants to watch Large Marge real quick? Tell them Large Marge sent ya. Now that you guys got me going on that, it's funny.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
Oh man, that kills me every time. Bye.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Be sure and tell them Large
Marge sent ya. All right, John. Get out of here now. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Yes, that one cracks me the F up too, guys. Get out of here. Tell them Large Marge sent ya. All right. Love you guys. Big hugs. See you tomorrow, Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think we should do call-ins tomorrow. How about you? Tiff says, thank you, Deb, for joining me and saying no. No what? What are we saying no about? What we don't like Large Marge? We love Large Marge. What are we talking about? What are we saying no to? Why are we saying no? All right, whatever. Love you guys. I'm out of here. Call-ins tomorrow. Let's do it. Chief Rocka, good night. Love you. And guess what we don't have to do tonight? Turtle Island. We don't have to do Turtle Island. But if you guys do, oh, no singing. Oh, the chicken wing. I like the chicken wing song. If you do go over to Turtle Island, go vote for MAB. MAB investigates, all right? Everybody else, I'm out of here. The chicken wing song's awful. All right, well, you guys gonna come up with a new song. If you don't like the chicken wing song, you gotta give me something else. All right. Love you guys. Melissa, email me. I'll see you all soon. All right. To keep or kick. Oh, you want to keep Mab. M-A-B, Mab Investigates. He's actually a true crime channel. And I like the way he puts his content. And he's been really cool, man. He's been really cool to us. He doesn't make fun of us. He doesn't talk shit. He's all love and all true crime. So get out of here. If you're going to vote for our boy Mab, and you don't have to hear nonsense about me. You don't have to hear that I have putting a freaking unalive baby on my thumbnail, which I would never do, by the way. All right, I'm out of here. Everyone vote. Vote for Jenn for justice. I'm out of here. Love you.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?